Hoi! New World has finally officially announced the upcoming event Year of the Dragon that we already had a look at on PTR. This event will be happening fairly soon from February 7 to February 20, so this is kind of bridging the gap until the next major piece of content, the next season, which is kind of a little bit after that, but not directly after that as far as I know. And they have described this in the talk as a micro event, which I think is very interesting because initially they advertised it as a full event, and now they've kind of scaled back on the wording here. So this is something that only happens in Ebon Scale Reach. There's quite a few different things going on at the same time, but this is set up somewhat differently from how other events at the moment are. So we're going to talk about some of the points they talked about in the video, and we're going to talk about what's here. First of all, we have the long table banquet, which is probably the most important part, simply because you get the spicy hot pot here. So you can somewhere gather red meat on one of the tables. I didn't see that when I was on PTR. You can literally just buy and use normal red meat as well. So I don't see the point in that. And other than that, you just use the hot pot. And the hot pot gives you spicy hot pot, which grants you with a 25% faction token gain and 15% gathering yield, which is obviously especially good in terms of the faction token gain, but also if you're gathering something specific, it can be useful. Some people have pointed out, Mikro was talking about this, that you can use this in OPR for even more door PR. I don't think I would personally waste my resources on that, but I'm sure some people do that as well, where it's obviously going to be very annoying if that happens. But overall, I think this is at least otherwise an interesting addition to the game, and maybe the gathering yield can be turned off for OPR or something. The other foods that you're getting here are just the standard lower tier foods, 4+40 foods. We already looked at that, and you can also get some steamed rations with fantastic rewards like hearty meals and energizing hearty meals. Each dish has a 1-day cooldown, so you get a fairly limited supply of the spicy hot pot overall, even if you log on for every day of the event. Then next we have the tribute offering. So this is the PvE challenge. What I thought was very interesting was in the dev talk they described this as kind of a mini chest run, because that's one of the guys who's working on this favorite kind of content. You guys know how I feel about chest runs. That's definitely not a favorite for me there. But what we're going to be doing here is fight these like small waves of enemies after offering some tributes which you collect beforehand. And there are 3 locations. There's the Skysong Temple, Serenity Outpost, and Imperial Palace, and it rotates between them apparently. Didn't really work on PTR. You could do it in the same location again, but it seems that you're only doing 1 per day, but then they were kind of vague about that, because as far as I can tell, you can only get the rewards from it once per day, but maybe not. Maybe you can actually do all 3. Either way, like I said, not very challenging or anything. When it comes to the rewards, though, you might want to care about this a little bit, because you get the Fortune gift sack here. We'll get to the rewards of that a little bit later. And then you get the Dragon Scale pieces. These were, I think, health refreshing locked, if I recall correctly from the top of my head. And they are 675 locked. And it says here they're upgradable, but on PTR at least, even after the upgrade, they would stay 675. So I don't know if that part is fixed. If not, then obviously not very useful. They do have they say it's a unique skin. People are claiming it's exactly the same skin. It is the heavy set from Ebon Scale in general, maybe with a different base color preset from the other one. So it's not a new set. You can definitely get a visually equal set at the moment, possibly with different colors. I'm not sure about that part, but either way, if you care about the cosmetics, this is a fairly easy way to farm them compared to other ways to get this full set. And then there is the fireworks ceremony, which apparently happens in the evening in the town of Fortune's Crossing, which is the Ebon Scale capital, I think. And yeah, I haven't noticed that one on PTR. I wasn't there at the right time, I guess. That should be nice to look at. And last but not least, we also have the rewards here. So you get 15 dark matter, 1 pristine gem, 2 to 3 dice, 10 silk, 88 coins, and 3 large dragonfish. But you can get, well, it says here you can get 1 from the gift sack pile and 2 in the tribute, and that's what I had on the PTR as well. So yeah, it would only make sense that you can only do the event once per day for the full rewards, because you get the first one from the gift pile in town, and then 1 you get from killing the boss, and 1 you get from offering the tribute after killing the boss in the tribute event, at least on PTR. So you should be able to get all 3 relatively quickly if you are inclined to farm that. Now, obviously, I don't think this is a particularly impressive event. I don't think this is very exciting, engaging, especially because it's like very easily soloable. So it's going to be super easy to farm with groups. I don't think this is going to do anything about the dwindling player population at the moment, because really this is probably one of the smallest events, and even the other events that are, in my opinion, mostly relatively uninspired are more unique than this one, I would say. While this brings in some unique concepts, it's just that basically everything in the event itself is just recycled assets, and I don't mind them doing something like that on the side, because it's clear that they're working on other things, but it would just be nice to know what they are deprioritizing, or like what they are working on to make this event itself such a low priority. That's just a very minor micro event, as they call it. But nothing we can do about that. We'll just have to wait and see for the big news in May, supposedly. Anyways, until then, until May. No, not until May, but until we hear something new. Maybe some actual patch notes, hopefully soon as well. I will, of course, let you know. If you're interested in any kind of updates, consider subscribing and clicking the bell. And if you'd like to support me further, then you can do so on Patreon. Thanks to my patrons who already support me there, and thank you for watching. Sloth out.